Sydney's newly opened Crown Towers at Barangaroo looks like a shining success.
Welcome to Crown Residences at One Barangaroo.
There's just one very expensive problem. James Packer's luxury high roller casino has no gambling.
A lot of the things that I've seen or heard in this inquiry have been a total shock to me. I think this has been a terribly painful and terribly shocking experience for the board, as it has been for me.
The damning report of a year-long inquiry into the company is as bad as it gets, with Commissioner Patricia Bergen finding that Crown Sydney is not suitable to hold a casino licence.
Commissioner, I have no further questions for Mr Packer.
I announce the tabling of the report of the inquiry under Section 143 of the Casino Control Act 1992.
The final report follows months of public hearings investigating serious allegations that Crown facilitated money laundering and went into business with junket operators linked to organised crime. A long list of high-profile witnesses, including Crown's largest shareholder, billionaire James Packer, were interrogated over the company's alleged behaviour.
You accept that your conduct in these emails was disgraceful, don't you?
Yes.
So you were a director of Crown Resorts at the time you engaged in this disgraceful behaviour?
Yes.
In her report, Commissioner Bergen sets out what reforms Crown might need to undertake in order to be deemed fit to hold a licence, including a restructure of the board.
This is the most comprehensive examination of a casino operator in more than 20 years in Australia. So it's a very important inquiry and a very important report, and its finding in relation to Crown has national implications.
Chris Sidoti is the former head of the New South Wales gambling watchdog. Speaking exclusively with 730 after reading the findings, he says he expected the report to be harsher on Crown's directors and James Packer.
The board is criticised collectively for inadequacy of management and control, but the responsibility for that is largely placed on the senior executives. But on the whole, I think the board has got off less seriously than what I had anticipated.
The inquiry found Crown behaved recklessly in China, putting its aggressive pursuit of profits ahead of the welfare of its employees. The company's efforts to attract Chinese high rollers to Australia resulted in 19 employees, including whistleblower Jenny Jiang, being jailed in 2016 for breaking Chinese gambling laws.
We've been told our job is very safe. We are not doing anything illegal in China. This is we've been told by our leaders from Crown Casino in Australia.
Commissioner Bergen slammed the board's decision to attack the junior employees' credibility in newspaper ads as a blot on its corporate character. Her report also found Crown did facilitate money laundering through 2 of its accounts and its Melbourne casino, but the evidence did not show Crown had willfully turned a blind eye to the crimes.
And so here we're showing footage of a person delivering cash to the cage in exchange for chips, and he's lifting it all out of the bag, and this was tendered at the inquiry.
Anti-money laundering specialist and former AUSTRAC consultant Orb Chapman gave key evidence at the inquiry about how criminals have been using casinos like Crown to clean their dirty cash.
So when we're talking about money laundering in the context of a casino, we're talking about criminals using the proceeds of their illegal activities, being armed hold-up, drugs, prostitution, etc., and they bring the proceeds of that crime to the casino where they purchase chips or use the money directly into the gaming machines. They gamble. When they're finished, they cash out. They take the profits, the proceeds, and go back into the community where they fund their lifestyle.
Evidence before the inquiry showed Crown did have links to organised crime through some of its junket tour operators, who were paid to bring high rollers into Australia. Crown has previously conceded it had shortcomings in vetting its junkets.
The problem that we're finding, and the evidence from all of the authorities' investigations around the world, is that these tour operators, the junket operators, their businesses are either fronts for organised crimes, international crime gangs, or they are operating as a front for other junket operators that are clearly banned from coming to Australia for one reason or another.
Commissioner Bergen found casinos in New South Wales should be banned from dealing with junkets, and that an independent casino commission with Royal Commission powers should be set up to better police the industry.
I don't think any casino can be trusted to self-regulate. It will be very much of a case of, the fox guarding the hen house.
Prominent gaming analyst Ben Lee has previously worked with Crown. He says casinos in Australia should never have been allowed to self-regulate and police their own junkets in the first place.
There is absolutely no reason why the casino should self-regulate. This is pretty much in contravention of other gaming jurisdictions.
Crown's fate now lies in the hands of the New South Wales regulator, which will make the final call on whether the gambling giant can keep its casino licence here in Sydney. Then there's the question of what will the Victorian and West Australian authorities do, given the worst of Crown's behaviour actually occurred in the Melbourne and Perth casinos.
This is not the first time, at least you've written to the police. It upsets me that it's taken a New South Wales inquiry to find what's under the nose of AUSTRAC, the Victorian regulator and the police in my state.
Gambling reform advocate Tim Costello and independent MP Andrew Wilkie have been lobbying Victorian authorities to better police Crown.
They are a law unto themselves and it's no place for Victoria Police to go.
Now, with Bergen's findings, they say Crown's licences in Melbourne and Perth should be suspended and inquiries established.
Crown is not a fit and proper entity to hold a casino licence anywhere in Australia, not just Sydney, but also Melbourne and Perth. And frankly, the flaws within Crown, they're so deep and so systemic. Crown is beyond redemption.
Crown Resorts entered a 2-day trading halt this morning as the company awaited the final report. In a statement, Crown says it will work with the New South Wales regulator in relation to the findings and recommendations.
It would be a very brave regulator that disregarded the findings and recommendations of this inquiry.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.